This is WCNC, NBC Charlotte News.
Right now at noon, a community remembers the man behind the uniform as they mourn the loss of a local firefighter. And a threat at the Charlotte airport puts police on alert. What happened and whether officers are believing it. We do begin right now, though, with some breaking news. This just into our newsroom. Police in Erie, Pennsylvania say Steve Stevens, the man wanted for killing another man and uploading the video to Facebook on Easter Sunday, has been found dead inside of a car there. Here are some live pictures you're looking at right now. This is from the scene where police say Stevens shot himself following a police chase. He was accused of killing 74-year-old Robert Goodwin in Cleveland on Sunday, then posting several videos to Facebook, bragging about it, even going as far as to say he had killed several others, though those claims have not been confirmed. Now, Cleveland police are going to have a news conference right now. We are going to bring that to you as soon as we learn some more information on that. We're also following some breaking news right now surrounding the NCAA's decision on whether to allow North Carolina to host championship games within the next 5 years. At 1 o'clock today, the association will announce sites for the next 5 years, with our state once again being considered after the repeal of House Bill 2. NBC Charlotte's Carolyn Bruck joins us live now from the newsroom. And Carolyn, what are the state's chances here?
Well, Brooke, that's the thing. It really depends on who you ask. A lot of people have opinions on this. The NCAA told the state of North Carolina there was no way the state would host any more games in this time period. That's if it was kept alive, HB2 rather. Now, you'll remember legislators hurried to repeal it, and with that, the association then reluctantly voted to allow North Carolina in for consideration. Well, that lack of enthusiasm largely thought to be because the fact that the repeal still lacks certain protections for the LGBT community. Now, of course, a lot of this, as I mentioned, is speculation. A lot of people throwing their opinions into the mix. But once we do find out for sure from the NCAA, we, of course, are going to update you both on air and online, WCNC.com. Live in the newsroom, Carolyn Bruck, NBC Charlotte.
All right, obviously, a story we'll continue following. Carolyn, thank you. Turning now to your forecast, we have been spoiled lately with the sun and the warm weather, but some much needed rain moving in yesterday, and it's sticking around a little bit today. Taking a live look over uptown Charlotte from our view cam. Kind of a gloomy start to this Tuesday, John.
It's a change, though, a nice change of pace, because we do have cloudy skies across the area, and that cloud cover is going to be with us and keeping our temperature down. You can see from Rock Hill, mostly cloudy skies across the region, and our weather headlines, cooler temperatures and just a few showers for today. More showers are possible again tomorrow, and the warm weather that returns Thursday and for Friday. Here's the radar. You can see the cloudy weather right across the Carolinas and a few very light showers. Now out to the west, there's a little bit more rain, more significant rain moving across Tennessee. That'll eventually move here overnight and for the day tomorrow. So for today, expect to see mostly cloudy skies, a chance for a few light showers, but notice temperatures only climbing up to about 70 degrees or so. We'll be back into the 80s on Thursday. I'll talk more about that and the weekend forecast when I come back in a little bit, Brooke.
John, thank you. Following some breaking news right now out of Cleveland County, where Airport Road is shut down in both directions. This is happening just to the north of Shelby. We're told a train car carrying corn derailed and then blocked the road. It won't reopen until around 9 o'clock tomorrow. CMPD is investigating after a threat of a shooting at Charlotte Douglas. We're told the call came in just last night, just after 11 o'clock. Someone called the airport threatening to shoot people. Airport officials called in extra officers to patrol the area and search through everything, but as of right now, they say the threat was not credible. Today, the Central Alexander Taylorsville Fire Department is remembering one of their own after Eric Pennell, who was also known as Bubba, died yesterday. We're told he died following a medical emergency. NBC Charlotte's Hannah Welker reports.
Eric Pennell served the community as a firefighter for over 30 years. He had just celebrated his 49th birthday at the beginning of the month. Happily married to his wife, Amy, the entire community knew him as Bubba.
Bubba was I don't want to use the word institution in this community, but he was a fixture.
It's never easy saying goodbye to a friend, especially a guy like Bubba. A dedicated firefighter, husband, and car lover. Full-time, he worked for the Alexander County Sheriff's Office as a 911 dispatcher, a voice an entire community recognized. He died Monday doing what he loved, being at the fire station, cleaning and maintaining the fire trucks.
He's dedicated to making sure that the trucks and the equipment were in tip-top shape so that everybody would always be safe and everybody would always come home. And I think what happened yesterday is the hardest part, that, you know, he's not coming home anymore.
Autopsy results expected today to determine the cause of his death. The community planning a procession for when he returns to Taylorsville from Wake Forest Baptist Medical Center. Bubba's funeral will be at Millersville Baptist Church right here in Taylorsville. That date not set yet. In Taylorsville, I'm Hannah Welker, NBC Charlotte.
New here at noon, police in Rock Hill are looking for a man who they say robbed a QT at gunpoint overnight. This happened at the location on River Road around 1:30 this morning. We're told the suspect stormed in while the clerk was warming food, ran behind the counter and tried to get the clerk to open the register. When she couldn't get it opened, he then forced her to the ground and had her empty her pockets. Then he left. We're working on getting surveillance video. Once we have it, we will be sure to pass it along to you. Right now, police in Bessemer City are also looking for a young man they say pulled out an assault rifle during a fight at a local park. This all happened back on February 20th, but police are now ramping up their search for the suspect. New surveillance video shows the confrontation just feet from a playground. We're told police are looking for 21-year-old Daquan Miller and 21-year-old Michael Meeks III, who was with McMiller. The pair last seen driving a G37 Black Infiniti. Police say they should be considered armed and dangerous, so call police if you see them. In Catawba County, police are looking for a man they say pulled out a gun and robbed a local credit union. Authorities in Hickory sent us these surveillance photos you're looking at here of the alleged robber. You can see he was wearing a fake beard when he robbed the Members Credit Union on 12th Avenue Northeast yesterday afternoon. Police say he walked up to a teller, pulled out a gun, and demanded money. If you know who this man is, you're asked to call police. A warning today for people in Burke County. The Sheriff's Department says people are receiving telephone calls from a person claiming to be Sergeant Jackson with the Burke County Sheriff's Office. The caller then instructs people to go to CVS, Rite Aid, to obtain green dot cards to submit money for missing jury duty. The sheriff's office says any similar request is a scam and to just hang up the phone. Controversy in Union County today over what the sheriff's office is calling ghost cars. Take a look at these. They're not your standard unmarked police cars. While the marking is hard to see, there is in fact a sheriff's logo on it. Union County deputies saw a spike in traffic complaints and they believe these cars may help crack down on that problem.
We have aggressive drivers, that are weaving in and out of traffic, busy, congested highway. Hopefully be a deterrent, letting people know that you never know when the police may be watching.
4 new ghost cars will be hitting the roads in Waxhaw within the next few weeks. Today, the only Republican running for Charlotte mayor will hold a town hall meeting. Councilman Kenny Smith says the meeting will allow folks to sound off about last year's Keith Scott shooting and subsequent protests across Charlotte. After that police-involved shooting, you'll remember, City Council pledged to focus on safety, trust, and accountability. They say affordable housing and good-paying jobs are also important. Tonight's meeting will be from 6 to 8. It is at Sharon United Methodist Church on Sharon Road. Today, South Carolina lawmakers are back at the State House with only 12 days left in the regular session to find a solution to fix the state's roads. A bill raising the state's gas tax and other fees to fund road work facing a filibuster in the Senate. Governor McMaster pledged last week to veto the bill, bolstered opponents' efforts to block it. The governor also threatened to veto a bill borrowing $500 million for statewide maintenance. On tax day, President Trump is under fire once again for refusing to release his returns. Now, the White House is suggesting he may never. The last president to not release his returns, Richard Nixon. The president's decision sparking protests across the country over the weekend. And on Monday, some of his fellow Republicans were forced to defend him at town halls.
Now he says the election has happened and he doesn't need to release his tax returns.
As far as I'm aware, the president says he's still under audit. And he said he's going to release them.
The tax is just one of the president's controversial decisions that has Republicans worried there could be a ripple effect. Meanwhile, Vice President Mike Pence continues his visit to South Korea today. On Monday, he visited the DMZ, where he gave a stern warning to North Korea over their continued military escalation. Janice Mackey-Freyer reports from Seoul.
Vice President Mike Pence continuing his tour of Asia, now in Tokyo, and giving U.S. security assurances to Japan, saying that the U.S. will stand behind Japan 100% in the face of a threat from North Korea.
Let me be clear to you, Mr. Prime Minister, and to all the people of Japan, we are with you 100%.
It was scaled back from the message he had yesterday in South Korea, suggesting that North Korea could get the same treatment as Syria and Afghanistan if it decides to advance its weapons programs. That revived the worry that perhaps the U.S. was considering a preemptive strike. Pence saying today in Japan that all options are on the table, but at this point, nobody's saying what those options are. There was nonetheless swift reaction from North Korea. The deputy ambassador to the United Nations suggesting there would be all-out war if North Korea came under attack by the U.S., and the country's vice foreign minister saying that North Korea will go ahead with testing of its missiles every week, every month, every year, and that a sixth nuclear test could happen at any time. So the tension does continue to ramp up, as does the rhetoric. It seems to be growing bolder by the day. Also, the worry that there could be some sort of miscalculation and that a small mistake could have terrible consequences. Now back to you.
The opening ceremonies for the 2017 Mecklenburg County Special Olympics are underway right now, with our very own Larry Sprinkle emceeing the event. For the next 3 days, more than 1,200 athletes will participate in track and field, swimming, and softball. The opening ceremonies kicked off at 10 a.m. with a parade into the Bojangles Coliseum. Coming up, the dreaded day, it is here, tax day, but there's still something you can do to get yet another extension. We'll tell you how. And Charlotte Douglas adding a few more flights to the board. We'll tell you where you'll now be able to go. And a group of students rallying behind their crossing guard as she fights cancer. How they're showing her she'll never be left alone.